Okay, this exercise is the ITYWs. It's going to be found in your warm-ups. It's mainly for shoulder stability, making sure that we're ensuring a good posture, shoulders back position, so getting away from that rounded shoulder. So we'll be strengthening the middle, lower fiber of the traps, as well as the rhomboids. And there'll be a little bit of lat activation, of course, in some of the rotator cuffs muscles. So in this position, I'm going to be using 3-pound weights. You don't want to use any more than 5-pound weights for this exercise. What we're going to be doing here, laying prone, face down. We don't want to see this arch back, so keep that chest on the bench. So the eyes are here. We're pinching, not pinching all the weight, and we're bringing our chest off, but just bringing the shoulders back into a neutral position. And from here, we can either hold them for 6 seconds, or we can go back and forth for 6 reps. Okay, so vary that depending on what day you're doing these activities. If you've been doing the 6-second holds for a while, then change it up the next week maybe and do the back and forths. Okay, that's the I. The T is going to be thumbs down. Okay, so thumbs down to the ground. Once again, shoulders are not up here; they're depressed, keeping them away from the ears, and we're holding here for 6 seconds. Okay, the next exercise in that sequence is the Ys. Now this is going to be thumbs up. We're looking to strengthen the lower fiber of the traps. So thumb's going to be up, and we're in a Y position, holding up 6 seconds. The final exercise is the Ws. So looking to have the shoulders at 90 degrees of abduction, elbows at 90 degrees of flexion, and 90 degrees of external rotation. So holding in this position. And for 6 seconds. Good. Now the variation there, instead of doing 6-second holds with the Ws, you would have 6 reps here of external rotation to internal rotation. So this exercise is a clean squat press, and in terms of the clean, it's not a power clean, we're just looking for a hang clean. So the difference being we're only going down to the level of the knees instead of being actually from the ground, okay? So we're looking for, this is primarily going to be used for a warm-up activity for the shoulders, and well, full body really. So Charlie's going to start by going into a hang clean position and driving up and scooping under. Excellent. She's going to now squat and then press overhead at the top of the squat. Excellent. Come back down, rack it again, back down, and repeat for a second rep. Back down to a squat and press overhead. Perfect. Excellent. Thanks, Charlie. Okay, this exercise is the downward dog, 2 push-ups, upward dog. So we're just going to transition between all 3. Once again, for a warm-up. So into our downward dog position, looking to try to bring our shoulders to our heels, or sorry, shoulders to our thighs, heels to the ground, butt in the air. So downward dog transition, 2 push-ups, 1, 2, down. You can rotate out, upward dog. And then transitioning down again, tuck our toes under our heels, downward dog position, forward, 2 push-ups, and then into our upward dog. And repeat that for the number of reps that are allotted. So this next exercise is a high pull, and we're going to be doing it from a hang position. So we're not going from the ground, from a hang position. So Charlie's racked the weight there. She's got her hands in a pronated position, and as she goes down, she's going to show us a rep here, down to the level of the knees, and she pulls up, shrugging the shoulders each time, lifting the heels off. And you can put the weight down, it's fine. So what we're looking for here is a full extension, so triple extension of the knees, the hips, as well as the ankles. So she comes up, she's extending the ankles, extending the knees, driving the hips, shrugging the shoulders, bringing the weight up. Good. Arms are staying stiff. Triple extension of the ankles, knees, hips, shrug the shoulders, arms are stiff. Perfect. For this next exercise, we're going to be demonstrating a back squat. So Charlie here is making sure that safety bars are the appropriate heights. She's got the weight racked, high position on her back. Hands are tucked in, nice and tight. Elbows are back. Feet are anywhere in between hip and shoulder width. A little bit of toe out is fine. We don't want to see a full toe in position, but we want to see a little bit of toe out is okay. And from here, Charlie's gonna do about 3 or 4 reps here for us. Keeping the weight shifted midfoot to heel. Pushing through the heels, driving up. Nice and good. Butt sunk down to the level of the knees, and she's driving back up. Excellent. Thanks, Charlie. Walks forward, racks the weight back up appropriately. Everyone's safe. Okay, this exercise is a TRX chest press or TRX bench press, or whatever you want to call it. So depending on your level of strength, you're either going to be on an angle or you're going to be closer to a horizontal position. Okay, so starting here, if we're going to go in the angle, when we're in this position, the bands of the TRX are just at the top of the visor, just around the outsides of the upper arm. We press forward here, on my toes, not on my heels, on my toes, leaning forward and press. For a little bit more challenging exercise, of course, we're going to be down here, press down and up, and press up, maintaining stability the entire way. This next exercise is a squat position cable row. Single arm cable row, I should say. Into our squat position, weight in the heels, sinking back into our bum. Back's nice and flat. So from the angle there, you should see my back should be nice and flat. Not lean forward like this and not hyperextended here. Right in between, nice and neutral. Okay. From here, shoulders back, and we're rowing with the arm. Keep the elbow tucked in nice and tight. Okay. This side here. Arm forward if you like. Arm can be on your hip if that's more comfortable for you. And row. Variation with this is a split squat position, cable row. So left foot's forward, right foot's back, right arm's going to be doing the work. So in this half kneeling position, it's a good way to set up and start. Knee should be over top of the hip, over top of the shoulder. Nice vertical alignment. From here, just lift that knee off the ground 3 or 4 inches. From here, rowing. Okay. And then of course, when we switch, we make sure we switch our feet. Right foot forward, left hand's doing the work now. Same position, just off the ground and row. Okay, the following exercise is a step up to bench, and then there's a variation where you step up with a single leg balance. So choose your weight appropriately. Dumbbells are fine, you can use kettlebells if you like. Holding them at the side, shoulders down, lats activated, okay? From here, step up onto the bench, weight through the heels, not in the toes, but into our heels. Drive straight up, other leg meets this one, and return back to the starting position. And repeat, up, and back down. Now the variation here, single leg balance, drive up, balance, and come back down. Forward up, balance, and come back down. From the front, up, single leg balance, and with the variation, and back down. Okay, this exercise is it's listed on the sheet as a DA-DB, squat to overhead press. So DA is double arm, DB is dumbbell, and then the squat to overhead press. So with our weights here, I'll just show you from the front, from behind, from the side. So starting with our palms facing forward, feet but shoulder width apart, knees come down, or elbows come down to knees, sorry. As we press overhead, rotate 180 degrees, palms are facing away from us. Back down, rotate them down, elbows to knees, up, and press. Okay, from the side, we should have a good counterbalance. So we should be able to sink down, have a nice flat back, press up, overhead. Slower on the way down, and a little faster on the way up. This exercise is a overhead side flexion. So with a med ball, this one I've got 8 pounds. We're gonna go straight overhead. Feet fairly narrow, underneath the hips, weight overhead, biceps by the ears, and we're side flexion, cross, back to center. Repeat the number of reps for the one side. Once you've done the reps that are given, onto the other side. Make sure and maintain that movement in the frontal plane. And being careful when we're going here, not to dip forward or dip back. Okay? Nice to side, back to center. Okay, this exercise is a squat to split squat transitional core rotation. So taking up the tension into our cable machine, starting in our squat position, driving forward and through into that split stance position. Back to squat, taking the tension up, drive, and rotate back into core. Drive, back into our starting position. So we're not in a full squat position, we're in a half squat, athletic neutral position, if you will. From here, drive, and back and hold.